Hey everyone, how's it going? Tim here, back again for Droid Life. Today, we are checking out the all-new Galaxy Note20 Ultra. As it says right here on the box, the Note20 Ultra 5G. And on the outside here, we have a nice N20, standing for Note 20, of course. We've got the S Pen, what is that, rose gold or sort of a bronze? I know that Samsung is calling it Mystic Bronze. So if you don't already know or can't guess, I am assuming we have the Mystic Bronze color in this box. We're just going to have to find out, though. On the side here, we've got Samsung Note 20 Ultra branding and all that good stuff. We got some numbers here. Nothing on the back. And as soon as I opened up the box, I could see that someone has been in here. There's no stickers. Or like sort of, stickers to keep this part closed. So I don't even need my knife. Dang it. I love playing with that thing. So let's just dive right in. All right. And oh yeah, okay, we can see some dust. So there's definitely this box has been opened. And when we're talking about review units, oh yeah. So when we're talking about review units, a lot of times, the PR, the marketing people will insert this in, make sure everything's working, or sometimes there's like an update available for these phones that they want to make sure reaches the units before reviewers get their hands on. So maybe that was the case for this phone. But here we go. This is it. Galaxy Note 20 Ultra in Mystic Bronze. Well, this thing's, it's kind of a beauty. It's large and in charge. So here, real quick, I'm going to power her on. Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G, secured by Knox, powered by Android, of course. Absolutely beautiful. Stunning in this Mystic Bronze color. Boy, that thing it's shiny. So we have a T-Mobile model variant. And you can see someone already inserted the SIM. Very kind of them. I'll probably just take it out and maybe put in my own SIM anyway. Some paper here. We have in the box a super fast charging wall adapter here, USB-C, Samsung branded, beautiful. What else do we have? Nothing. This is just sort of like it's a spacer. We also have a USB-C to USB-C cable, of course. Okay, hold on. Let's just try and get everything back in the box as it was. Make sure it's pretty. Excellent. All right, and wow, nothing else in the box. So I wonder if there was supposed to be, or they removed it. I'm very curious. A lot of times when you have the notes, and I don't even know if they do this anymore, I'll have to check, but the S Pen tips, they usually had a tool where you can replace the tip of the S Pen. So not seeing that anymore. There wasn't even like documentation in here. Or is that like in another part of the box? Oh, look at this. Tricksy little hobbitses. Get that to focus here real quick. There we go. So, I feel something. We have our SIM ejection tool. And a whole lot of nothing else. Very interesting. So there is like a compartment here on the side, but nothing in there. Anyway, we're getting too stuck on what's inside the box. It doesn't matter, because what's important is what we already took out. And that is this puppy. So let's go ahead. We're going to remove this. We're going to start talking about the specs. Boy, that thing is... Oh, it's like a matte, too. Oh, yes. No fingerprints. Oh, yeah, baby. All right. So let's go over specs real quick as I remove all of this stuff. And there's a plenty of it to remove. So display-wise... Let's go ahead and let you see it here. We've got 6.9-inch Quad HD Plus Dynamic AMOLED Infinity O. As you can see, we've got the front-facing little cutout here for the selfie camera. It is 3088 by 1440 resolution, so that's nearly 500 pixels per inch. So it's going to be crispy for you. It's HDR10 Plus certified. And it does have a refresh rate of up to 120 hertz. So unlike the smaller Galaxy Note 20, which is limited just to the 60 hertz, you do have the 120 hertz here, so that's fantastic. Inside, powering this whole thing, Snapdragon 865 Plus processor with the X55 5G modem for that 5G connectivity. Booyah. Each model of the Note 20 Ultra has 12 gigs of RAM. There are two storage variants, 128 gigs and 512 gigs. I mean, 128 gigs isn't too bad. However, I was almost thinking last year the base was 256 gigs. Not entirely sure on that, but on the back, let's talk about this huge camera module here. Look at the added thickness that brings. We've got 3 rear-facing cameras. We've got a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera. Nope. No. We've got a, as I said, 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, 108 megapixel wide angle camera, and that has the optical image stabilization and your fancy autofocus, your laser autofocus. And you also have a 12 megapixel telephoto camera, which includes the space zoom, and that's 5x optical zoom. So not as strong as last year's, or is it this year's? Yeah, it was the Galaxy S20 Plus, not Ultra. Or is it the Galaxy S20 Ultra? Man, things have gotten really confusing in terms of the whole naming, so my apologies. Pretty sure it's the Galaxy S20 Ultra, yes. Anyway, other specs include NFC, MST for Samsung Pay, all your mobile payment stuff. We've got stereo speakers tuned by AKG, of course. Oh, we've got another thingy that I want to take off. OCD. There we go. All right, we don't need to turn on accessibility mode. Stereo speakers, 4,500 milliamp hour battery with all the crazy fast charging, wireless power share. It's got IP68 rating for all your water and dust needs. It's running Android 10 with One UI on top. And it comes in Mystic Bronze, Mystic Black, and Mystic White. But as you can see, we've got the Mystic here. And of course, you can never forget, oh, look at that. I went to the right side. They changed it on us. So S Pen now on the left side. And as you can see here, what a gorgeous Mystic Bronze S Pen. It's still got the old clicky. You can do your James Bond impersonation and all that. We'll throw it back in here. Let me give you just a little tour here of the outside. It's shiny, like I said. So S Pen, speaker, USB-C, noise canceling microphone. On the right side here, you've got power button, volume rocker up and down. On the top, another noise canceling mic along with some more plastic, which let me just grab real quick. Oh no. That's like the worst thing you could do. Oh, don't worry. I don't want anyone freaking out. So there we go. I got it all. Okay. And on the left side here, absolutely nothing, completely barren. Unlike the smaller Note 20, which has a flat display, this is definitely rounded and curved. Not as extreme as I want to say used to be, like those edge devices, but it's there. So that's it for specs. That's it for hardware. Really kind of feeling this. We've got the Samsung logo here. This is really nice. Let me tell you, this matte finish, no fingerprints. Fingerprints have been an issue on Samsung devices for like the past 6 years. So this is a big win. This is a win. So let me go ahead. I'm going to boot into the software, show you a few things, and I'll catch you in a second. And we are back. We've got our Galaxy Note 20 Ultra all set up for the most part. A few more things like adding account details and all that stuff I got to do, but we can definitely go over some of the software things. So first thing is first, let's go ahead. Let's show you what we're running here. We've got, not software update. Silly me. We want about phone. And then software information, we can see that we are running One UI version 2.5 on top of Android 10. And then I was going to see Android security patch level. We're already running August 1st out of the box. So my assumption is that that's what Samsung did. That's why my box was open. They had some type of patch that went along with the August patch, or update that went along with the August patch. And that's why we see that my box was already open and a SIM was inserted. Let's see what else we got here. So real quickly, and I'm going to dive into like the whole first 10 things and all that stuff in a separate video, but there are a couple of things. Let me just kind of walk you through real quick. Everything that you're going to want to change right out of the box has to do with your display settings. So obviously there's a dark theme and a light theme. You can choose whichever one you want. But right here under motion smoothness, That's where you're going to be accessing your 120 hertz or 60 hertz. There is no 90 hertz option. So, and there's also no forcing of the 120. I see that's just adaptive. So I suppose when the phone thinks that, it's good to be in 120 hertz, then that's just going to be what it is. Or you can set it to standard 60 and it won't go above that. So I've got it set to adaptive, of course, because I want my phone to feel fast and fluid. I mean, I don't know if it's going to translate very well in a 4K 30 frames per second video, but at least to my human eyes, they are human, I believe, you can, see quite clearly that, it feels good. It looks super smooth. So I'm in love with that. Do note though, if you're in 120 hertz, this is very important. You are limited to full HD plus. You cannot have the WQ HD plus going while you have full HD. So if you try and do that, you cannot have quad HD while you have the 120 hertz. If you try and apply that, it's going to tell you high refresh rate isn't supported in QHD plus. So it's going to switch you back to 60 hertz if you're in the quad HD. So it's a give and go, or it's a take and receive. I don't know, however you want to say it. If you want the super high resolution that the quad HD provides, you're going to be limited to just 60 hertz. However, if you want the 120 hertz, you have to, down your resolution a little bit. How this affects your battery life, I wonder which one would affect it more so, having the 120 hertz or having the quad HD. My thought is, obviously, if you want the best, just go HD plus or full HD and then down it to 60. However, my belief is if you're on full HD plus with the 120 hertz, you're going to be fine. I mean, it's got a 4,500 milliamp hour battery. I wish it was 5,000, but it's not. And I think you're going to be just fine. Next thing, out of the box, you can see we've got dedicated software navigation buttons here. Unacceptable. So go straight in the navigation bar under that display settings menu, swipe gestures, boom, they're gone. Now we can just use our little swipeys and all that good stuff. We've got gesture hints, which we don't need. We're pros here. Show buttons to hide keyboard, most definitely. Block gestures with S Pen, no, we're fine. Edge screen, that's this little guy that pops out from the side here on your edge. I like to turn that stuff off. For now, I'm going to keep it on. That way I can talk about it in my first 10 things to do. And last but not least, something that Samsung does that really annoys me. When you pull this down, you don't have access to your brightness settings. It's all the way down here. So what I do is we scroll all the way down here, we hit the 3 dots, and we go quick panel layout. And then we go show brightness on top. Yes. Show medium devices. That's great for if you're switching Bluetooth devices, all that stuff. I don't do that. I just hit that off. And now, just to confirm that it was, yes, show brightness on top. Done. Booyah. Now, I've got it. Now when I pull down just halfway, I've got my brightness slider right there. Gotta have it. And yes, so that's also important. And then there was also one last thing. Oh, Samsung Daily. This thing, when you're on your home screen and you swipe to the right, you've got this nonsense. You can quickly disable that just by pinching into your home screen, swiping over, disabling. Your life is going to be a lot better. Trust me, you'll thank me for it. And also, you'll see that like these icons are huge, all that. You can just swipe in, home screen settings, change your home screen grid. Go 5x5 or 5x6. That's going to make things nice and small, compact for you. You can change your app screen grid because, as you can see, when you print this thing, I'm not 90. I don't need icons that big. So if you're like me and don't need icons that big, you can change that app screen grid, all that good stuff. You can access a ton of settings here. But I'm kind of diving into another video, and I don't want to do that. So here's the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. If you're curious more about the smaller Note 20, we've got a full comparison up on the site, droidlife.com, and we've got plenty more info about this. And until then, we are Droid Life. Peace.